Oh, hey there. Welcome. Am I live or do I have to push a button? YouTube, make up your mind. Let's see. If I'm here, then that's great. And if I'm not here, then I am here. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do today, before we get into whatever we're going to do, I am your host, Jakey Wakey. I make music, write books, apparently, and other stuff on other YouTube channels, and then also have this channel, Get Songs Done, helping you get songs done. And it feels like, to me, people are wasting too much time mixing, including myself. And I just wanted to go over what you need to know as a songwriter to get your mix sounding good enough, because I think that extra 10 to maybe 20% that an engineer can do for your song um, is is well, let's y'all might be just missing the ball a little bit. Like when I'm creating a song, like I'm sound designing as I go. So I'm thinking about the sounds, like not necessarily like I'll pick random presets, but then when I find a sound that makes sense, I try to figure out how that's going to fit in the mix right away. Like I'm not waiting to go, okay, I need to like cut out the low end or whatever. Like, I mean, a lot of times I just do it right away. Um, so yeah, sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. Sometimes I just a big chunk of it is also like picking the sound that fits anyway without having to do that much. So like that's I think y'all are missing that too. I think that's part of the problem, like not picking good sounds. Um, Yeah. So I'm gonna create a course for you guys just to make it fast, because everybody's selling a mixing course, and I don't want you to think that mixing is the reason you're not getting your songs done. I mean, it might be, but it shouldn't be the main reason you're not finishing songs. So um so we'll just go and just start outlining a course. I'm using System IO to make this course. It's going to be completely free. Hopefully, it's something you're interested in. Hopefully, my audio is working. I feel like there's a chance it's not. No, it is. Okay. So if you're there in the chat, say hi. Yeah, so if you ever wanted to make your own course, you could use System IO. I went ahead and if you hit the more button under my video, you could sign up for System IO and create your own course for free if you wanted to do that. So I know this is going to be kind of like a work behind the scenes thing, but I feel like maybe people are getting stuck on this before they're moving into doing the song, which doesn't make sense. I know it's backwards, but I know in our heads we think we can't do the song if we don't know how to mix or something. I don't know. It's like a thing I had for a long time. So yeah, so we're just gonna start working on it. All right. Yeah, and this is going to be kind of boring too, so I wouldn't necessarily watch this stream. There are better streams on the channel. So we're going to create a new course. We're going to call it Mixing for Songwriters. And I really just want to kind of like get the outline of this together. Course, and we'll call it um, Mixing Course. I don't know. All right. Uh, sure. And we can pick a theme. I don't know why I like this black theme better. Are there more now? That's it. Okay. Pretty much the same. This is all very basic looking. All right, Tigrel's here, thank goodness. All right. So we're gonna add a module, I guess. Let's go over what you should be thinking about before mixing. There we go. How does this work? All right, sure. And then, okay, we can put lectures in there. Okay, I see. All right, well, let's add another module. Now this will be, oh, by the way, I already, if you want, if you want access to mixing for songwriters, this course, before it's even done, well, I mean, there's a wait list. You'll be first to know about it. Just that's also the first link in the, I don't know why they call it a description. The first link under the more button uh, in the description. All right. What you should be thinking about before mixing. Let's do basic tools. You know what? Let's just do it this way. Let's do uh, dynamics. Let's do that. We'll do dynamics. We'll add another module. We'll call this equalization. I don't know how to spell it. I feel like that's wrong. So equalization. Why am I spelling this wrong? Anyway, equalization. Can I move it up? Module called balance. Does this seem like something you would want, Tigro? Like how to, I know I called it mixing for songwriters, but it's more like just like quick mixing. I don't know. Maybe I should call it something else. Um, these are going to be short, like basically short videos, like balance, like just the thought process behind all these things. And I know I'm not the best mixer, but like, I mean, I get the job done, I think. So what else do we need? Effects, vocals. Vocals should be their own section probably. Uh, time-based effects and reverb. Uh, subgroups. Subgroups. Oxus. Oxus. How do you say Oxus? Oxus? Subgroups and Oxus. Sure. Subgroups and Oxus. Effects and reverb. I think vocals need a own mention. Vocals and mix bus processing. There, it's a mixing course. Okay. Okay, and now we can actually look at this, see what it looks like. So we have so far mixing for songwriters, nothing. Okay, none of these are right. Settings. Okay. Oh, actually, I have to add a lecture to each thing. So all of this can be maybe in the same. Mixing about for mixing. Balance, EQ, and dynamics. Mixing bass fundamentals. There we go. That can all be the same thing. All right. Mixing fundamentals. Mixing Fundamentals. Fundamentals. All right, so we'll put lectures in here. All right, this will be balance. Balance. Right, balance. The one. I don't know how to spell EQ, equalization. EQ. All right. Save. Dynamics. Okay, so I guess we can remove this then. Oop. Um, so we'll do mixing fundamentals. This will be called, I guess. Can I rename this? You know, it's not a perfect system. All right, add module. Um, um, intermediate. Uh, um, um, what should this be called? Mixing fundamentals, and we have like the technical bits. Working. No. I don't know what I'm gonna call that. Can I change the name of it? Yeah, okay. You can change the name of it. All right, that's fine. Okay, so we're gonna add lectures. This will be sub groups and auxes. Then effects and reverb. Hey Angelo, how's it going? Then vocals. All right, so I have that there. We can remove this. So the module is like the outer shell, and then the lecture is like the actual lecture. All right, delete from working in the doll vocals. Um, is mix bus one word now? Mix bus processing. Hey man, I'm not gonna do it on the live stream, Angelo. But I've said it, I don't know, 20 times that I would do it for you and help you in the Discord. It's kind of getting old at this point. All the files and stuff are already in there. But there's a chat in there in the Discord where we can talk. Hmm. All right. Mm, all right. What you should be thinking about before mixing? What should you be thinking about before mixing? All right, can we do that module right now? Mhm. Ah, all right. All right, I think I'm gonna just record a module right now. I don't know, I'm just feeling kind of inspired just to do the boring work here. Let's see, how am I looking? All right. You can see how this works. Whew. Yeah. I'm gonna try to just do this in real time. This is crazy. Why not? Am I on point here? All right. The BAP framework for mixing. All right. I came up with this when I was making the EQ video, and I was like, you know what? That's really the way I think about it when I'm writing music. All right, here we go. Mhm. All right. If you are waiting until the end of your recording process and your song to then start mixing, you're doing it wrong. You need to be thinking about the mix as you go along, like what each sound sounds like, then how to enhance that sound, and then how to make it sit in the mix. And I call this the BAP framework. The BAP framework stands for better. So that's making the sound, the original sound that you got, like what are some tweaks you can make to make it sound better right now? Then A is awesome. How can I make it sound awesome? Like this is for like what effects do you need to do? Like if you need to do an aux send a special reverb, a special something to make it just sound that much better. A widener, a chorus, or something like that. What can you do to make it sound awesome? Then P, play nice with others. You've got to make sure now that you've made it sweet and amazing sounding, that sound, you want to make it play nice with others. And that's how I think about every single sound as I'm going through the process. So like when I first have a sound or I'm recording something, I want to make sure it's going in good. I want to make sure it's going in and sounds better than it did before it started. This, the better and the awesome kind of can go hand in hand when you're talking about virtual instruments because they're already usually sounding pretty good. But as far as raw live recordings, when you're talking about vocals, like there's so much that you need to do to enhance a vocal sound because it's such a dynamic instrument. And if you're using a real microphone, you really have to do a lot to control it. And I still haven't perfected this, but there's a lot that needs to go into the actual recording, the actual processing before it even records the wave. I know that a lot of people will argue with me, or will argue this, like, "Hey, you can just process it later," and technically you can process it later. You can record in 32-bit float, and you can process it later, sure. But the way that recordings were done for all of time are you go into a recording studio, a recording engineer sets up your microphone, runs it through a fancy, expensive preamp, through a fancy compressor, and then it goes to tape or the DAW. Like that's just how it is. Like that's why you sound better if you go to a recording studio. It's because you're printing effects already, and then you're going to later make your printed vocal with already effects in it sound awesome by enhancing it even more with EQ, more with even more compression than you already have, more saturation, even more than you already did going in. I think that's where people like don't realize how much processing is happening to a signal to get it to that level. And so once it's to that level of awesomeness, then what do you do? Well, you got to make sure it's not filling up too much of the entire spectrum and not creating this muddy pool of wonkiness, which I've really been fighting with my entire mixing career. And you have to make sure that all of your instruments are not fighting over that mid-range space, that wonky 240, 350 space, that low mid-range space, and then they're also not fighting too much over the 2K. Your hearing is tuned between 1,000 hertz or cycles per second. We'll get into the details of what all that means, but your hearing is tuned to 1K to 4K. So all of that, like where the speech is, like the intelligibility of speech and all that kind of those kinds of frequencies also tend to build up in a mix, and you have to be careful about which instruments you choose to be in that range. So much of, I believe, in my humble opinion, I love rock music, but so much of rock music gets ruined because there's too much of that between 1K and 4K in the guitars, and normal average people just can't listen to it. They can't stand having too much of that uh, high frequency content in the mixes. And there are rock bands that take this out of their guitars, and those are the ones that I tend to like. So that's basically just the idea of behind what I think about when I'm mixing. And so I kind of do some of these processes, some of all of the fundamentals basically three times. Basically, with the signal going in to the DAW, the signal in the DAW, and then uh, and then how it's playing with others, and then cleaning up, making decisions based on that. So and without further ado, let's just go on down to the mixing fundamentals in the next module. Is it modules? I don't even know. In the next one, yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Now let's chop that up. So I just recorded that, and we're gonna make I guess this is that. We are having trouble. Ah, okay. This actually worked yesterday when I had one that had more audio streams. So, bro, um, is there a way to like get rid of the extra files? It's weird. I did this yesterday. Wow. You know, it's just something. It's just always something, right? And maybe I need to stop saying that. Maybe I'm making it always something. But it does sure feel like it. Okay, what's faster, recording it again or bouncing it down? Well, yes and no. I don't know, man. Like, yes and no. I think a lot of it is having to do, like, this is something I was thinking about last night. It's like it has to do with the state, like, that you're in when you're recording, like a lot of whatever you're making. Has to do with that. Like, what are you feeling at the time? All right, where's that file at? Movies. Okay, change. And we're just literally gonna export this as, you know what, we're gonna do a 1080. We're gonna downscale this 1920 by 1080. All right. And here we go and deliver. What's the name of this module? Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna put it in the same folder, add to queue, and boom. Cool. Should not take that long. What do you think? Yeah, I don't know, I just thought I would just start filming the behind the scenes stuff or going live with it. Like after doing the TikTok yesterday, it was a little rough because the mic was wrong. Like I don't know. I should probably delete the video, but hopefully today it's got this lapel mic, and I'm just so freaked out about the Scarlet. Oh, now it won't even turn on. Jesus. So if anybody wants to help a guy out, I got Cash App is chromatic $ chromatic and then the number one, or you can buy me a coffee. Link is in the description. Gotta get a new interface. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay, that bounced. Okay, movies. All right. And we're gonna be super lazy and use all the AI stuff. Edit this as soon as it does the thing. Oh, this is creepy, this eye contact thing. It's like I'm always looking at the camera, even though my eyes go everywhere. I think there's some software that does that in real time, like when you're like live streaming, it will like lock your eye on the camera, even though your eyes are like, yeah. All right, so we're gonna do remove filler words, and line, and then we're gonna do, did that work? Yeah. Then we're gonna do shorten word gaps. Sure. And then we're gonna do edit for clarity. Apply edits to script. And let's see what we got. All right, let's see what it turned into. All right, if you are waiting until the end, it's this microphone again. It's the wrong mic. Why are you not saying anything? Why is nobody saying anything? Your recording process and your song to then start mixing. You're doing it wrong. You need to be thinking about the mix as you go along, like what each sound sounds like, then how to enhance that sound, and then how to make it sit in the mix. The BAP framework stands for better. So that's making the sound, the original sound that you got, like what are some tweaks you can make to make it sound better right now? Then A is awesome. It was for sure wrong yesterday. Awesome. This is for what effects do you need to do? Like if you need to do an aux, send a special reverb, a special something to make it just sound that much better. A widener, a chorus, or something like that. What can you do to make it sound awesome? Then P, play nice with others. You've got to make sure now that you've made it sweet and amazing sounding, that sound, you want to make it play nice with others. And that's how I think about every single sound as I'm going through the process. I want to make sure it's going in and sounds better than it did before it started when you're talking about virtual instruments because they're already usually sounding pretty good. But as far as raw live recordings, when you're talking about vocals, like there's so much that you need to do to enhance a vocal sound. It's such a dynamic and sounds better than it did before it started when you're talking about virtual instruments because they're already usually sounding pretty good. But as far as raw live recordings, when you're talking about vocals, like there's so much that you need to do to enhance a vocal sound. It's such a dynamic instrument. And if you're using a real microphone, you really have to do a lot to control. There's a lot that needs to go into the actual recording, the actual processing before it even records. I know that a lot of people will argue this, like, hey, you can just process it later. And technically, you can process it later. You can record in 32-bit flow and you can process it later, sure. But the way that recordings were done for all the time are you go into a recording studio, a recording engineer sets up your microphone, runs it through a fancy, expensive preamp, through a fancy compressor, and then it goes to tape or the DAW. Like that's just how it is. Like you sound better if you go to a recording studio because you're printing effects already, and then you're going to later make your printed vocal with already effects in it sound awesome by enhancing it even more with EQ, more with even more compression than you already had, more saturation, even more than you already did going in. I think that's where people like don't realize how much processing is happening to a signal to get it to that level. And so once it's to that level of awesomeness, then what do? Well, you got to make sure it's not filling up too much of the entire spectrum. All right, if you are waiting until the end of your recording process and your song to then start mixing, you're doing it wrong. You need to be thinking about the mix as you go along, like what each sound sounds like, and then how to enhance that sound, and then how to make it sit in the mix. The BAP framework stands for better. So that's making the sound, the original sound that you got, like what are some tweaks you can make to make it sound better right now? Then A is awesome. How can I make it sound awesome? This is for what effects you need to do. Like if you need to just do an aux, send a special reverb, special something to make it sound that much better. A widener, a chorus, something like that. What can you do to make it sound awesome? Then P, play nice with others. You've got to make sure now that you've made it sweet and amazing sounding, that sound, you want to make it play nice with others. And that's how I think about every
manage sound as I'm going through the process. I want to make sure the sound is better than it did before it started. When you're talking about virtual instruments, because they're already usually sounding pretty good. But as far as raw live recordings, when you're talking about vocals, there's so much that you need to do to enhance the vocal sound. It's such a dynamic instrument, and if you're using a real microphone, you really have to do a lot to control it. There's a lot that needs to go into the actual recording, the actual processing before it even records. I know a lot of people will argue this, like, hey, we can just process it later, and technically you can process it later. You can record in 32-bit, 3D, you can process it later, sure. But the way that recordings are done for all the time are, you go into a recording studio, recording engineer sets up your microphone, runs it through a fancy, expensive preamp, through a fancy compressor, and then it goes to tape or the DAW. Like, that's just how it is. Like, that's why you sound better in the recording studio, because you're printing effects already, and then you're going to later make your pitch and vocal with like, that's just how it is. Like, that's why you sound better in the recording studio, because you're printing effects already, and then you're going to later make your pitch and vocal with already effects in it sound awesome by enhancing it even more with EQ, even more compression than you already have, more saturation, even more than you're already doing. I think that's where people like don't realize how much processing is happening to get it to that level. And so once it's to that level of awesomeness, then what do? You got to make sure it's not filling up too much of the entire spectrum and not creating this muddy pool of wonkiness, which I've really been fighting with my entire mixing career. And you have to make sure that all of your instruments are not fighting over that mid-range space, that wonky 240, 350 space, that low mid-range space, and they're also not fighting too much over the 2K. We'll get into the details of all that. If you're hearing a student at 1K to 4K, so all of that because speech is like the intelligibility of speech and all that kinds of frequencies also tend to build up in the mixing. You have to be careful about which instruments you choose to be in that range. So much of, I believe, in my humble opinion, I love rock music, but so much of rock music gets ruined because there's too much of that between 1K and 4K in the guitars, and normal average people just can't listen to it. They can't stand having too much of that frequency content in mixes. And there are rock bands that take us out of their guitars, and those are the ones that I tend to like. That's basically what I think about when I'm mixing. And so I do some of these processes, all the fundamentals, basically 3 times, with the signal going into the DAW, the signal in the DAW, and then how it's playing with others, and then making decisions based on that. Without further ado, let's go on down to the mixing fundamentals, the next module.
All right. Wow. That was fast. Okay, let's export that. I'm actually going to do a 720p to play nice with this website. 1080 works most of the time, but sometimes sometimes it doesn't, depending on like the server traffic. Does the metadata include like the how you can put like markers and stuff in here? Okay, okay. All right. Neat. All right. All right, let's make a folder for this called mixing for songwriter. Create, save. All right. So let's edit this one. This is how you put the videos in there. So let's put before mixing, think about this. Okay, just delete all this crap. Should probably. Right. Wish they had a blank template. I really. It's the only thing I don't like about system. All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do. What makes me think about this? That stands for better, awesome, and peace. Mhm. Okay, so the video should be done rendering or close to it. So you just click this thing and then you can you see this? You can't, make sure you can see this. So when you're in System IO and you're making a course, you just like select here, or if there was no, like for whatever reason you picked the wrong course thing, you could just drag in like a video element and then add a video. But since there's one already here, you can just go to upload file and then upload the file that you just rendered. Hopefully that's done. Let's see here. Yeah. Mixing for songwriters. Yeah, that's done. Okay. And then drag that to here. Will that work? No. Okay, you have to hit this, then you can drag and drop it. Okay. All right. There we go. It should take less time as a 720. Like I said, the 1080 works 9 times out of 10, but just every once in a while when they're doing like server maintenance or something, then the 1080 like it's real stuttery. So unless I'm showing my screen like and it's really detailed, then uh, I do my lessons in 720. You ever think about making a course, Tyrell? I guess it's how all these kids get rich on the internet. It's just I haven't been able to, well, I sold two when I launched my first course. I sold two, and that course is no longer available because it was on different platforms on Podia, and I couldn't recover any of the data. So if for some reason you're watching this stream and you actually purchased one of those, and just let me know, and I can give you access to the other one of the other courses instead, the 7-step songwriting challenge or something. Yeah. I was gonna do like a master class, and maybe it'll turn into that. I don't know, like I don't know. I just feel like the mixing has enough like little things like where I know how to EQ, so I don't need to go over that one. You know what I mean? Or like so this is probably better broken down this way. Oh. Oh no. Is it still uploading? Guess not. Okay. All right, well, we'll just wait here. Well, what else can we do? We can look at the, can I look at the course? Mixing for songwriters. Let's refresh this, see if it looks any different. So none of this is available yet. Oh, yeah. Forgot to mention, I changed the landing page for the book, and then also it's available on Kindle, and this can take you straight to the Kindle store and get Something Is Not Wrong With You. This is everything that I did to help myself get unstuck. I'm not an expert in everything, but I have done a lot in the last 6 months, and it was all based on some simple exercises in this book. Speaking of which, how is the book coming along, Tucker? I changed the sales page here. So my sales page for the free book. Cool. Where'd you go? This American food is so bad. In-N-Out burger, Five Guys burger, everything's a burger. Good steak. The only way to get good steak here is like there's like one restaurant in Bangkok or the same restaurant that's like right by the farm. And it's like $50 for a steak. Maybe not that much, but it's a lot. $30. It's delicious. It's really good. Miss the neighborhood spots too, man. We used to go to this breakfast place around the corner. Oh, it was so good. Just made everything scratch. Well, you found the right one. Yeah, I've been kind of lucky with that too on that front. All right. Okay, so once the file uploads, then you select it here. Oh, it did upload. Okay, well, that's a shame. So I uploaded it twice, but that's fine. And then you select insert, and then there's your video right there. And now when you save this, you now have a something. And you can hit this button and go to here. And then let's make sure it's published so we can see what it looks like. Activate. Confirm. Do I have to activate this too, or is that it? Let me look again. Mixing for songwriters. The BAP frame, here it is, the BAP framework for mixing. And so you'll have like a list of like modules and things here. And then you can,
All right. If you are waiting until the end of your recording process and your song to then start mixing, you're doing it wrong. You need to be thinking about the mix as you go along, like what each sound sounds like, and then how to enhance that sound, and then how to make it sit in the mix. The BAP framework stands for better. So that's making the sound, the original sound that you got, like what are some tweaks you can make to make it sound better right now? Then A is awesome. How can I make it sound awesome? This is for the web effect.
am I going to make the whole course right now? I might make the whole course. All right. I can't, no, I can hear this. All right. Well, since this guy did not, he didn't like my mix, I'll use that as the example. Uh, It's also weird too. Like you'll get used to your ears will play tricks on you. Maybe I should put that in there too. Um, I will. I'll put that in the next bit. But your ears do play tricks on you. Like always trying to make things sound right, even though they're not. All right. Balance. Okay. Should I start a new song? Uh, Man, I can't do anything because my focus right is just fried. I feel like it won't even turn on. Man, I'm just like, hold on a second. I have let's listen to some music. Mm, Ish. I didn't even come with this.
I wanna hear you play your guitar. I wanna hear you sing. Oh, the feeling it brings.
It looks like I'm not wearing pants. I swear these are pants.
Feel more east to feel more west. It's understood. You're the best of the rest. You brought us love from the cosmos. The vision is very clear. Standing next to the fire. All the while you were here.
Oh, I don't have to yell. I forgot I have the lav on.
Together as we went.
Oh my gosh, this is not even turning on. I don't know which way is off.
Before you left. Your guitar with a new fire. On the run. Like a machine gun. I can still see the purple haze. I can still feel your soul.
Oh, if you're just getting here, we're literally behind the scenes making a course for you. It's going to be a free course, mixing for songwriters. And if you want to get on the wait list, it's just click the more button under the video in the description there and join the wait list. I think I put it there. I think so. Can you hear me over this music? Cool. All right, test. You know what? I think maybe something weird has happened. Oh, that's coming out of my TV. Well, that explains why it sounds so weird.
I can still feel your soul. Jimmy.
I think maybe it is that like I should have maybe tweaked a few more to be closer because like it really does sound weird. Like these speakers when you're mixing in Atmos, and if you put like lefts around, I should probably do it near also. This probably will make a huge difference actually. Just these two. Let me hear what this sounds like now. It probably sounds better. Yeah. I don't know, man. Like these, maybe none of this should be far. Like it's just the reverb sounds so bad. Like I'm sorry, Dolby, but you know what I mean. Top right front near, left top front near. Maybe that's better. Is it still too loud? And then all right. I hope you guys just caught what I said. For the new people hopping in here, I'm building a course for songwriters to mix basically fast because like I think everybody's just overthinking this mixing thing, and it is going to be completely free, I think. And if you want to get on the wait list, the link is in the description. I know that's like some people's entire YouTube business model is making a mixing course. Um, but you know, sometimes you just gotta like give all the sauce away. So it's starting to look like this. What you should think about before mixing, and then mixing fundamentals balance. Um, I'm going to talk about balance now, actually. Let's do that. Without actually, what else did I want to add? I wanted to add something about it. I just thought about it, and then I just said it out loud a minute ago. What did I need to add? Anyway. Okay. So the wait list for this course is available. Just hit the more button, link in the description. Also, the book "Something Is Not Wrong with You" is out on Amazon now, so you can get that as a Kindle reader. And let's go. All right, let's go. So we're gonna just talk about balance, approaching balance from from an overview of balance. Okay, back in the day, mixing was called balancing. Balancing the mix was the same as mixing. It was the same thing. Like you were just getting the levels so that everything sounded right together. Like it really is just that simple. But the way that I think about balancing is more before the mixing in a way. Like I'm just getting levels to sound right on their own statically, what people call a static mix. So and I tend to start with kick and bass and making sure that they are prominent for the genre, for the genre, make sure you're taking into account your main instruments for your genre. But for me, most of the time, kick and bass are the most prominent instruments, and then then filling in the rest of the drums also. So I think about it that way. I think about the drums, like how they're sitting, and then how they're sitting with the vocals, because the vocals are everything in songwriting, and people keep missing this for some reason. Like nobody remembers your fancy snare sound or your like the bass that you used or the 808. Like nobody remembers that. Like they were just remember the vocals and the melody. So like how everything sits with your vocal is the most important thing. So it's like getting that foundation of your track, the bass, the drums, then adding in the other instruments, however that makes sense for your genre. That's it. Like it's really that. It's like it's that, and then where do your vocals sit in that? And like that's it. Like we can go. I'll show you later how I actually implement balance, But for now, like that's all you need to think about is just okay. What is the main part of the music bed, and then what is the main thing that goes in the track? And typically, it's bass drums and then vocals, or bass drums and then solo instrument. And just be thinking about that as you mix. Yeah, and then think about it as you are building your track. So this is why a lot of times I will start with the drum track to make my track, because the drum track is something that is, since it is so prominent, it is a lot of times the sound of your song. Or the bass sound, it is the sound of your song. Or if you're in guitar, excuse me, or if you're doing rock, then guitars are the sound of your song. So, so yeah, so what is the sound of your song? How do you want those sounds to sound? Go back, think about the better, the awesome, and the uh, plays nice with others as related to um, the balance as well. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. Go to the next module. Okay. All right, so I just recorded that. So I'm gonna stick that here. Okay, and then we'll edit that video really quickly. So this one was that, and then we'll just do a new one. New project video. And this one is about balance overview. Let's import whatever I just recorded. I think this is that. We'll see. Oh, we have the same problem. I keep forgetting to turn off the other tracks, the other audio tracks. Man, I'm slowing myself down. I'm gonna need those tracks though, probably. Second. Okay, so just this balance and how they're sitting with the yes. Okay, and then export. Uh, balance rough. Okay. I'll run review. This is silly. I could have avoided this. Also, if you, if for some reason you're watching, you want to create your own course to sell even, the software I'm using is system.io. It's system, the French spelling with an E at the end. And there's actually a link for that also right there under the description. You can actually start doing it for free. You can make your own course for free. You'll have to pay if you get like extra stuff, but like for just like one course, it's more than enough. Yes, I need to do a movie file. Maybe it'll still open. All right, joke. We'll just do like we just did. You know, as soon as it's done transcribing. Actually, there's still the studio sound on while we're waiting, and throw the eyeball effect on there if I can. Eye contact. This is Descript, by the way. I think there's a link in the description for that as well. Maybe not, but this is just the most efficient video editor I've ever seen in my entire life. You can edit the text to edit your video, and then it has this whole AI thing now. So you can just remove the filler words. I like to not actually, I like to use the ignore function in case I need to bring it back. And do that. What else? Remove uh, shorten word gaps. Do that. and uh, retakes. Um, I don't know, that didn't do a good job. Okay, let's do edit for clarity. I'm gonna read it. Hopefully it's good. Apply edits to script. Accept all deletions. All right, and then watch it back. And hope everything is all peachy. You can always undo.
Okay, back in the day, mixing.
Whoop. Why is it so loud now? Sorry. I think it's because that song is so quiet.
Was called balancing. Balancing the mix was the same as mixing. It was the same thing. You were just getting the levels so that everything sounded right together. It really is just that simple. But the way that I think about balancing is more before the mixing in a way. Like I'm just getting levels to sound right.
No, did it not do it? Yeah.
The mixing. I'm just getting levels to sound right on their own statically, what people call a static mix.
All right, what is the deal here?
So, and I tend to start with kick and bass and making sure that they are mixed. So, and I tend to start with kick and bass and making sure that they are prominent for the genre, for the genre, make sure you're taking into account your main instrument's particular genre. But for me, most of the time, kick and bass are the most prominent instruments, and then then filling in the rest of the drums also. So I think about it that way. I think about the drums, like how they're sitting, and then how they're sitting with the vocals, because the vocals are everything in songwriting, and people keep missing this for some reason. Nobody remembers your fancy snare sound or the bass that you use or the 808. Nobody remembers that. They just remember the vocal. Remembers your fancy snare sound or the bass that you use or the 808. Nobody remembers that. They just remember the vocals and the melody. So like how everything sits with your vocal is the most important thing. So it's like getting that foundation of your track, the drums,
I don't know why it's not actually removing these filler words. Like
important thing. So
say
getting
like a
that
lot.
foundation of your track, the bass, the drums, then adding in the other instruments, however that makes sense for your genre. That's it. Like it's really that. It's that, and then where do your vocals sit in that? That's it. We can go. I'll show you later how I actually implement balance. But for now, that's all you need to think about is just, okay, what is the main part of the music bed? And then what is the main thing that goes in the track? And typically it's bass drums, and then bass drums, and then solo instrument. And just be thinking about that as you mix. Yeah. And then and think about it as you are building your track. So this is why a lot of times I will start with the drum track to make my track, because the drum track is something that is, since it is so prominent, it is a lot of times the sound of your song. Or the bass sound, it is the sound of your song. Or if you're in guitar, or if you're doing rock, then guitars are the sound of your song. Or yeah, what is the sound of your song? How do you want those sounds to sound? Go back, think about the better, the awesome, and the place nice with others as related to the balance as well. So that's it for this part of the tutorial. Go to the next module.
Okay, something like that. I don't know.
Okay, back in the
What's the actual beginning?
Okay, back in the day, mixing was called balancing. Balancing the righteous is the same as mixing. It was the same thing. We're just getting the levels so that everything sounded right there. It really is just that simple. But the way that I think about balancing is more before the mixing. I'm just getting levels to sound right on their own statically. A lot of people call it static mix. I tend to start with kick and bass and making sure that they are prominent. Make sure you're taking into account your main instruments, your genre, harmony. Most of the time, kick and bass are the most prominent instruments, and then filling in the rest of the rhythms also. So I think about it that way. I think about the drums, like how they're sitting, and then how they're sitting with the vocals. Vocals are everything in songwriting, and you keep missing this for some reason. Nobody remembers your fancy snare sound or your the bass that you use or 808. Nobody remembers that. They just remember the vocals and the melody. So how everything sits with your vocals is the most important thing. So getting that foundation of your track, the bass, the drums, then adding in the other instruments, however that makes sense for your genre. It's that, and then what do your vocals sit in that? That's it. We can go. I'll show you later how I actually implement balance, but for now, that's how you think about it. Okay, your genre. It's that, and then what do your vocals sit in that? That's it. Your genre. It's that, and then what do your vocals sit in that? That's it. We can go. I'll show you later how I actually implement balance, but for now, that's how you think about it. Okay, what is the main part of the music bed, and then what is the main thing that goes in the track? And typically, it's bass, drums.
It can go where?
That's how you actually implement balance, but for now, that's how you think about it. Okay, what is the main part of the music bed, and then what is the main thing that goes in the track? And typically, it's bass, drums, and vocals, or bass, drums, and solo instruments. And just think about it as you are building a track. This is why a lot of times people start with the drum track, doing my track, because the drum track is something that is, since it is so prominent, it is a lot of times the sound of your song, or the bass sound is the sound of your song. Or if you're doing rock, then guitars are the sound of your song. Or yeah, what is the sound of your song? How do you want those sounds to sound? Go back, think about the better, the awesome, and the place nice to others as related to the balance as well. So that's it. This is part of the tutorial.
All right. Second module, Donesies. Okay, balance. Thinking about balance. Thinking about balance. Okay, export. What happened? I just, okay, it is exporting. All right. All right, module 2, already done. Now we have to like do actual like nitty gritty stuff. The nitty, the gritty, the maybe we'll do it tomorrow. um, when I figure out what's going on with the interface, but then again, you know, yeah, I've got to figure out how to record vocals without an interface. Mm, that's fun. So if you'd like to buy me a coffee interface, the link is in the description. All right, let me just get to the chat. Looks like there's a lot of people here. Has there been like chat that I can't see, Tyrell? Just thanks for being here. Let me just a reminder. My book finally came out on Amazon. This is more mindset related. I feel like I say the same thing all the time, but then again, like this is, I don't know. I don't know, man. Are you guys getting tired of me talking about my book? All right. It should be done rendering. Let's upload another video here, which I need to write a little bit. So this is about thoughts on balance. Okie doke. Well, okay. And then we'll just delete all this other stuff. Give me a blank page. All right, I'm gonna upload this video. That's not it. Looking for songwriter, so it's still rendering. 43%. It's not that long. 2 minutes long. What's taking so long? What quality did I export? 720. Hmm, very strange. Descript though works in the cloud, so it does a lot of like having to communicate with the internet. Also, if you want to be the first to get the course, make sure you sign up for the wait list. And I get it, like, and the reason I'm not selling like a mixing course is because I don't think I'm the best mixer. Like, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just gonna tell you how I think you can improve your mix good enough. You know what I mean? Like that's really it. If for some reason though you did want me to mix your song, um, it's like the worst sell. There's a link to that also. For a minute I've got a Fiverr gig available for mixing. I don't know how long I'm going to keep that up. Yeah, I think it just ran them off. Call the lurkers out. Oh, it's good. I mean, it's good. It's just like I gotta get better at it. Like I used to be able to just stream and nobody would be here. Like Tyrell, I don't know how many streams I did where literally zero. Like it would be like one for like 5 seconds and then zero. So like it's like thank you. Like if you are lurking, that's fine. Like feel free to lurk. I appreciate it. But like, because I streamed to zero for a long time. I think people really just underestimate like the amount of like just because some people can create content and it pops off, they think that they should be able to do that. And it's like most people have to go through this phase of like just struggle and like doing it over and over and over and over till you get good at it. And I think that that's maybe like why people like will start a channel and they go down a path and they realize, oh, maybe actually forever don't want to talk about that. Like, and then they start another channel. And then that one does well because they apply all the lessons they learned from the previous, you know. Like I don't want to be talking about EQ forever. You know, I think that's kind of why I'm just doing it this way. Like just I don't understand why this is taking so long. I mean, oh, because the MOV file maybe. I don't know why the settings changed in Resolve. Like I literally exported in the same session and it switched to QuickTime. What are you gonna do? Let me see if anybody signed up. I'm curious. Oh, here's cool things with System IO, right? So you can see like when people sign up, it just shows you right here on the dashboard. So like, yeah, here's I got. I don't mean to show their email addresses. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Uh, but anyway, there's a couple people signing up for the 7-step checklist, the songwriting checklist. That's cool. Um, not so much this course. I thought more people would be interested in this course because y'all seem to get stuck on this. I got stuck on this for 20 years thinking I had to be able to mix in order to put my songs out into the world. So I thought that was what was wrong with them. It's like you said, garbage in, garbage out, I guess. If you get a chance to tell me about this descriptions, I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking, but just I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of. It's like I'm just bouncing it off myself. Yeah. It's like I said though, I don't really want to be a mixing channel. It's just like I just feel like it's something that like y'all aren't signing up for the 7-step songwriting challenge. I feel like mixing is one of the things that's like in your way a little bit. Like oh, I need to learn how to mix first, like just in your mind, you know. Maybe I'm just making it up. I don't know. Maybe like this is just really stupid right now. Oh, I keep showing this page and I shouldn't be. I get to courses. Yeah. Mixing for songwriters. All right. Where's the actual page? Is it on a different tab? Still closed it. All right. So we'll go to balance and we'll upload the video. Yeah, I would like to continue where I left off. Okay. We'll do upload file. Hopefully this is done. What's taking so long? Okay, yeah, it's done. All right. Thinking about balance. All right. It's a 2-minute video, bro. Give me a break. Hold on, hold on. Okay. And we're approaching, where's the course at? Probably showing every thoughts on balance. Where did the video go? Oh my gosh. Why is this happening? Is it in a different tab? That's the tab. Okay. Keep messing shit up. Clicking. Because like I bought somebody's course on how to make courses, and it was excuse me, it was expensive back in the day for me. This was maybe 10 years ago, and I remember buying a course on the idea that you should make courses, and in the course it was like if you think my content is low effort, and it kind of is, like this was really low effort. It was just like webcam, a little chat, and then the next week it was like a little chat, another chat, and it was like I don't know, maybe 6 chats. I'm like, I was like, okay, but like, how do I, like, there was no detail, like, no, like, how do I do the thing? Like, I was so mad. I was so mad because I never bought a course like that online. And the thing is like, everything leading up to that course was nice. Like, it was like, I read the guy's books, like, plural, books, plural. Like, I read multiple of this guy's books. Like, I really thought he knew what he was talking about. And then when it got down to the nitty gritty, like he didn't show the nitty gritty. Like it was like I just paid you for the nitty gritty, and you're just like chatting at me. So for sure the nitty gritty is gonna be in here. Like it's coming. It's coming. See, there it is, already there. All right, we're saving this, and we're gonna go look at our course again. Or is it course? Products, courses, mixing for songwriters, view. All right, so I have to make it like active or something to make balance, activate, there we go, confirm. Let me refresh this. And then your course starts to look like this. You have bathroom, then you have balance. I thought the modules would be like this mixing fundamental thing would be like a separate, but maybe it's just like a setting.
Okay, back in the day, mixing was called balancing. Balancing mix was the same as mixing. It was the same thing. We were just getting the levels so that everything sounded right together. It really is just that simple. But the way that I think about balancing is more before the mixing of just getting levels to sound right on their own statically, what we call a static mix. I tend to start with kick and bass and making sure that they are harmonic. Make sure you're taking into account your main instruments and your genre are harmony. Most of the time, kick and bass are the most harmonic instruments, and then fill in the rest of the drums also. So I think about it that way. I think about the drums and how they're sitting and how they're sitting in the vocals, because the vocals are everything in songwriting, and if you're missing this for some reason, somebody remembers your fancy snare sound and the bass that you use or the 808 layer, remembers that, they just remember the vocals, the melody. So how everything sits with your vocals is the most important thing. So getting that foundation of your track, the bass, the drums, then adding any other instruments, however that makes sense for your genre, it's that, and then where do you want to sit in that? That's it. I'll show you later how I actually implement balance, but for now, that's how you think about it. Okay, what is the main part of the music bed, and then what is the main thing that goes in the track? And typically, it's bass drums and vocals, or bass drums and solo instrument, and just think about it as you are building your track. So this is why a lot of times I just start with the drum track to make my track, because the drum track, since it is so prominent, it is a lot of times the sound of your song, or the bass sound, it is the sound of your song. Or if you're doing rock, then guitars are the sound of your song. Or yeah, what is the sound of your song? How do you want those sounds to sound? Go back, think about the better, the awesome, and the place nicely others as related to the balance as well. So that's it. That's part of the tutorial.
Okay, what do you think? There, free course, guys. Free course. Link is in the description. We're gonna get nitty gritty here. Let's see, how nitty gritty do we want to get today? So the next, um, mixing fundamentals, balance, and then EQ. EQ. This is the video I've been trying to make for a minute, and I have some bits. Maybe I just take the thing I have. I think I have a version here somewhere. What's this one? This is not it. I've been doing it in Resolve. Ah, okay. Cool. Project. Okay, this is the EQ video I was trying to make. I'm just gonna export this as it is, and I'm gonna drag it into Descript. I don't think I can use it the way it is. So I'm gonna have to like redo this video for YouTube to like think about retention and like the actual length of the video. But I'd like to repurpose this one for the course, because like the detail in here is pretty good, I think. So let's do that. EQ tut. Well, we're just gonna put it in the main again. We're not doing QuickTime. Nope, nope, nope. I'm doing EQ. We want to do 1080 actually. Whoops. 1080. That's what took it so long. It was upscaling or downscaling to 4K. And not doing EQ. There we go. I leave it in 1080. Um, this ended up being about 20 minutes, and so we'll throw it in Descript and try to get it down to like 10. Okay. Go to jakeywakey.com/book to get my new book, Something Is Not Wrong with You. It's also available on Amazon Kindle. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff, for getting the book. Super cool. It will help a lot as soon as I have some 5-star reviews. And then also, if you don't think it's 5 stars, like just give me some feedback in private and help me get the book up a level. Mm, 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 mm. YEQ. And let's get rid of all this while we're here. All right, did it finish? Nope. All right, it is Little Boy's Room time. Let's see, let's play some music. Hopefully you can hear it.
Understood, you're the best of the rest. You brought us love from the cosmos. The vision was very clear. Standing next to the fire, all the while you were here. We felt the manic depression together as we wept. You made us all experience before you left. Your guitar with a new fire on the run like a machine gun. I can still see the purple haze. I can still feel your soul. Jimmy, can I hear ya? Jimmy, can I hear ya? Jimmy, can I hear ya? Jimmy, let me hear you. We think about what you gave and the music that you made.
All right, okay. Let's see, is this done? Come on. 78. 78%. If for some reason this video is like super boring to you, which I imagine it is, there are plenty of other videos on the channel to watch. And then also, if you're super stuck and you need mindset help with getting your songwriting, getting out of songwriter's block, make sure you check out the Jakey Wakey channel, which is a lot more about mindset and kind of what the thinking is behind being stuck and that kind of thing. It's so weird, like watching it in retrospect. It's like I see like I had no idea what I was making when I was making those videos. The first videos on Jakey Wakey, um, like I didn't know that was going to be a video that was going to help me write a chapter in the book. Like I was just ranting, like just literally making content. Like sometimes you just have to start before you get good. Like, you know, and I think that's what I'm trying to get with the mixing and the songwriting and everything. It's just like start. All right, so that is done, and then now we can drag that into Descripts. Timeline one. I didn't even like no. Wait. Uh, this could be a total disaster. Let's see. Because there's like audio. I didn't even balance this, or maybe I did. I don't know. Let's see. So we're going to movies. We have no idea. We should have listened to it maybe a little bit before exporting, but hopefully everything is fine. Oh, mm. There's like a 50% chance it's totally out of sync with it and like not usable, but let's see. Let's see. And you don't want to take out the gaps when you have like music. Like if you're using Descript, you want to like more manually take out gaps for like music related things. And you don't want to use studio sound because that will remove the music from the mix. If you're just getting here, I'm literally making a course for how to mix for songwriters. It's going to be free for now, I believe, and you can get on the wait list. Link is in the description. And I'm actually shooting. I shot 2 modules so far, like in real time during this live stream, and then this will be the third module on EQ. And I don't know if this is going to translate correctly and if everything's going to work, or if I'm going to have to redo this video altogether. So we'll find out here in a second. To say stuck on 0, so that's not good. Let me close Resolve. I've got a lot of stuff open. Oh, I just noticed that screen is not updating. It's still stuck on Studio One. Is that correct? Oh, it's stuck on Resolve, which should have closed. What is that? It looks like Studio One. Interesting. Un momento. Oh my goodness. This wouldn't be a live stream if something didn't go wrong, I think. I can't see. Over this. Um, just do I want to sure save the changes. I don't know what we're talking about. Display capture. I wonder what that was all about. Okay, anyway, this is our web browser. This is the course we're building somewhere. Mixing for songwriters. This is the video we're editing. So we do remove filler words, ignore, remove all. Let's get rid of your uhs and ums. And we're gonna do I think that's gonna be yeah, I think I'm gonna have to manually go through because of the music. Uh, um, all right.
Before we dive into the actual
Make this a little bigger for you guys so you can see some of the video. Maybe. Oh, I do want to do the eyeball thing, I think. All right. Hmm.
Before we dive into the actual equalizer, there are three important things that you need to know. Before we dive into the DAW, there are three things that you need to know.
Okay, so I had a rejig there. You let's go here.
Actual equalizer, there are three things that you need to know about equalization. There's
This is
make
where
the sound better.
Okay. Okay, this is talking more about the BAP framework, which is where I came up with it. So this is kind of the same talking points. So maybe we can cut. Okay, so yeah.
Well, with others.
Do I want to talk about the BAP again? Why is my computer?
Make the sound better.
We are gonna close this session because it's
The sound better.
using like all of my resources.
Make the sound more awesome. And
Yeah, that should
make the sound
free up
mixed.
some resources here, hopefully.
Are three things that you need to know about equalization. There's make the sound better.
Something went wrong. No shit. Okay. All right. Everything is wrong. Everything is right. Better self-talk.
Equalization. There's make the sound better. Make the sound more awesome. And make the sound mixed and make it sound mixed and play well with others. And that's BAM for short. Okay, so where does this
It was BAM
come
before
from?
BAP. Make it sound and make it. I thought BAP was more fun than BAM. I literally came up with it just when I was recording.
Okay, so where does this come from? This comes from when you're in a recording studio back in the day and you had to record stuff onto tape.
All right, I don't have to like say anything twice.
This comes from when you're in a recording studio back in the day and you had to record stuff onto tape. There was no kind of going back. So engineers, with back in the day, we were engineers. We like twist knobs and tweak the EQ going in.
Okay, so back in the day.
In the day we were engineers, we like twist knobs and tweak the EQ going in so that the sound coming off the microphone of the instrument that we in real life that we were recording would sound better. So that is the better part of the acronym. So we would roll off any super low end in the room, or if something was bleeding through, the cymbals were bleeding through in the kick drum, we might roll the high end off, like stuff like that. So better. And then more awesome, we'll talk about awesome. So awesome is just like enhancing the sound. Okay, I got the sound, I played it back. So what does the sound need? Does it need some, what kind of vibe does it need? Does it need more clarity? Does it need to be crispier? Does it need to just be like mid-rangey and telephone sounding? Like I don't need to EQ it like that. Telephones. G and telephone sound. G and telephone sounding. Like,
Ugh.
G and telephone sounding. Like, do I need to EQ it like mid-rangey and telephone sounding? Like, do I need to EQ it like that just to give it a vibe? More awesome. That's what 2 is. Better, the original recording. Awesome, the sound design, if you will. Sound design, if you will. And then mix. Sound design, if you will. And then mix. Mix. That is playing nice with others. So we're trying to create a space, a space in the sonic landscape of things for everything
Literally dancing.
to create a space in the sonic landscape of things for everything to fit together nicely. So that is bam. All right. And all we're doing.
Bam is now BAP. Watch this magic. Don't freak out. Don't freak out.
Together nicely. So that is BAP. All right. And all we're doing is taking the low frequencies and balancing the high frequencies and everything between, balancing those out so that better, more awesome, and it mix well with others. All right. BAP. And they play nice with others. More awesome. And they play nice with others. All right. Yeah. All right. That's it. Better, awesome. That's funnier. All right. All right. So we'll start now. All right. So better, awesome, and P is for play nice with others. That is just like making room in your mix for things to sound better. So that is BAP. All right. Let's go on to into an actual equalizer so you can see what this looks like. All right. They play nice with others.
All right, is that better? Oh, fantastic. I'll just figure it out from here. Something like that. I can't even see it anyway, so. Hmm. Can you hear me, Tiger?
Better, more awesome, and they play nice with others. All right. Yeah. All right. That's it. Others. Let's go on to into an actual equalizer so you can see what this looks like. All right. Into an actual equalizer so you can see what this looks like. All right. Okay. So this is an entire mix. This is an EQ. So this is an entire mix. This is an EQ on the entire mix. So you can see, oh, oops, I'm not on the screen. All right. So this is having an equalizer on the entire mix, which would be more like so this is having an equalizer on the entire mix, which would be more like awesome, but for the mix, right? So we're trying to make the mix sound either better or more awesome. Yeah, this is better for the whole mix. All right, let's see here. We're looking at, I wanted to show you that this can be in notes. So that was, okay. Yeah. So if you zoom in here, which I can't, maybe I'll zoom in, I don't know. There's a keyboard that represents these frequencies. So if we ever, so most of the time we don't sing this low down here. We don't go down this low. The mix sounds either better or more awesome. If you zoom in here, which I can't, maybe I'll zoom in, I don't know. There's a keyboard that represents these frequencies. So if we ever, so most of the time we don't sing this low down here. We don't go down this low. So we can actually EQ out. Oops. So we can actually EQ out. Oops. Equalize, EQ these frequencies out because they're not used. So sometimes your mic will pick up some room noise or some kind of weird reflections. So in general, we can roll this out of things like vocals and whatnot. In a mix though, we want to leave most of this in. Now let's play with it. This is the whole mix. Look at rolls. No lows, no mids. Bring it back in. And I can hear kind of what EQ's doing. Taking the bottom out, or what, you can take the bottom out, you can take the high end out, you can take the mid range out. And what are you aiming for? What are you aiming for? If you're aiming for pleasing sounds, that tends to be mid range out. Then what are you aiming for? If you're aiming for pleasing sounds, that tends to be a reflection of something in between brown noise and pink noise. Pink noise is like if you had every single frequency going at the same volume, that would be pink noise or white noise. Actually, that would be white noise. If you have every one of these frequencies going at the same volume, it will be white noise. If you have every single one of these frequencies, that would be white noise. Would be white noise. If you have every one of these frequencies going at the same volume, it will be white noise. If you have every one of these frequencies going at the same volume, it will be white noise. If you have every single one of these frequencies going with a -3 curve like this, if your high cut filter was 3 decibels per octave, in this case it's 6, but if it were 3, if it were 3, and you filtered it through here, then it would be pink noise. And then if you did it again, another decibel and a half, I believe, is brown noise. If you did it again a little more, it's brown noise. And our ear likes to listen to a mix that's somewhere in between brown. Decibel and a half, if you did it again a little more, it's brown noise. And our ear likes to listen to a mix that's somewhere in between brown and pink. Pink can start to sound harsh, and brown can sound a little bit dull. It's different for every person, it's different for different genres, and it's different for every song. That's the trick of the whole thing. That's what makes mastering hard, that's what makes mixing hard. And balancing all of your instruments into getting that. Now, here's the problem, right? So we're looking at, here's the problem. We're looking at this mix, right? And we see all of this sticking out, these little notches. And the trick of the whole thing, that's what makes mastering hard. Here's the problem. We're looking at this mastering hard, that's what makes mixing hard. Here's the problem. We're looking at this mix, right? And we see all of this sticking out, these little notches. And we can come in here and cut them. And we can, and now maybe, here's the problem you run into when you're aiming for all of this sticking out, these little notches. And we can come in here and cut them. And now maybe, here's the problem you run into when you're aiming for a noise spectrum. Okay, now we've got the mud out of the mix, but now you don't hear those instruments that are in that range because it's mainly the vocal. And this is the issue I have with top-down mixing and things like that. That's a whole other topic, and maybe we'll explore that in another video. So make sure you hit the bell and subscribe if you want more information on how to get songs done faster. Okay, all right. So we're gonna actually switch out of this EQ and we're gonna go back to the vocal track because we saw that there was some mud in there, and when I took it out of the master bus, it was removing my instruments. Okay, so let's look at this on a vocal level. All right. Okay, if I were mixing and this was my vocal track, right? On a vocal level. Okay, if I were mixing, and this was my vocal track, right? We can see already that we have just too much low mids, like all of it. And we could do something like this, and it would temporarily help. And we could do something like this, and it would temporarily help a little bit. It would help a little bit, but we're still on the vocal bus. We're not processing the actual vocal. But let's pretend like this is just one vocal. And we really, it might be good to do some of this here, putting in, and then also to have this. You want to have a low cut all this mud out. You can't get rid of that. And then having a high shelf might be a good idea. Equalizing this manner, I believe this analyzer is analyzing in a manner that is pleasing to the ear. It's probably shooting for pink noise. If this were even, it would look like pink noise. And if all the frequencies were even, something that you, I believe this analyzer is analyzing in a manner that is pleasing to the ear. It's probably shooting for pink noise. If this were even, it would look like pink noise. And if all the frequencies were even, pink noise. Something that you should notice though is even if I cut a bunch of this, every once in a while, I know a little frequency will poke through, and that's what I would call resonances. And so in order to get rid of this kind of thing, instead of just ruining your whole vocal tone and scooping these things out, you may want to think about using a dynamic EQ. And since we covered compression in the last video, this will be very simple to explain. You can turn on, in Studio One you can turn this on here. Also another dynamic EQ that I like to use is the Kirchhoff EQ. I'm using that all the time. It's in the Plugin Alliance bundle. But here, we could just select the threshold here, and once anything crosses the threshold, as long as we have dynamic. Simple to explain. Studio One you can turn this on here. Also another dynamic EQ that I like to use is in Studio One you can turn this on here. Also another dynamic EQ that I like to use is the Kirchhoff EQ. I'm using that all the time. It's in the Plugin Alliance bundle. But here, we could just select the threshold here, and once anything crosses the threshold, but here, we could just select the threshold here, and once anything crosses the threshold, we can see as long as we have dynamic. And it goes by, actually, this is still a regular EQ, and then here's the ranges for the dynamic portion. So you can have it at a threshold where it's only effective when it goes over a certain amount, so that you still have some of that body inside of your vocals, and you're not thinning them out too much. So this is a process that you want to do to make things more awesome and to correct, even going in. So a lot of times I'll record a dry vocal, and I'll just have that vocal, and then I'll go in with my EQ and set up settings to make it sound ideal. And then I'll use that on my vocal chain. In fact, I did do that already. And so that's something you probably want to do. And then when it comes to making things awesome, it's like I said, and so that's something you probably want to do. And then when it comes And so that's something you probably want to do. And then when it comes to making things awesome, it's like I said, you want telephone effects. Do you want, probably want to do. And then when it comes to making things awesome, it's like I said, do you want telephone effects? Do you want just sweetening on the high end like I was doing? Do you want, like this, for whatever reason, having high end vocals always sounds better until the S is coming. I was doing, for whatever reason, having high end vocals always sounds better until the S is coming. It sounds a little SE and a little weird, and there's some like spit sounds in there. So it's one of those things where like you have to balance it. And a lot of times I'll push and pull. So you can add the high frequency and then pull down when it goes over a certain amount. So then you do it with the mix to make sure it sounds awesome. With the mix to make sure it plays well without the mix. You do it with the whole mix to make sure it plays both So you want to look for little spikes like that pop out, but only momentarily, as something that you want to control dynamically with a dynamic EQ. And then there are also EQs that are available that do even more, that are more like spectral equalizers. What they call spectral equalizers, that are like compressors for every frequency in real time. And that is something like Soothe, or in this case, TV Pro Audio's DS EQ3. Let me see if I can get it on here. Spectral equalizers. They're like compressors for every frequency in real time, and that is something like Soothe, or in this case, TV Pro Audio's DS EQ3. Let me see if I can get it on here. Okay. How can I get this to just show me that? All right, it's ridiculous. All right, I'm trying to look it up. So here's this is a spectral equalizer, and you can do something like this to really make almost everything sound better. You can't go too far, especially with Soothe. If you go too far with Soothe, it will start to break the audio. But just when that's AI built in, you know exactly what it is. And you can do something like this to really make almost everything sound better. You can't go too far, especially with Soothe. If you go too far with Soothe, it will start to break the audio. But just when that's AI built in, you know exactly what it is. It's just adjusting the threshold where it's actually doing something. So we'll lower the threshold like a compressor. And these frequencies come over the threshold. It's reducing it by that amount. And that's just something to be aware that these exist. And there's something called a sculptor inside of Ozone that's trying to do something similar to this, but it also adds frequencies. And something like Goldfloss that will add frequencies that to make it sound more pleasing to the ear. And while this is all theoretical and not necessarily true, in fact, I think that the stuff that Neutron and Ozone does sounds a little weird and hard to the ear. And while this is all theoretical and not necessarily true, in fact, I think that the stuff that Neutron and Ozone does sounds a little weird and harsh and wobbly and not natural. So that's just me, but take that with what you will and take that how you will. And I still, let's be fair, I still use DSEQ and I do use Goldfloss on most of my masters. Okay, and I just want to give another example. I want to give an example of a kick drum on an instrument. I want to give an example of an EQ on natural. So that's just me, but take that how you will. And I still, let's be fair, I still use DSEQ and I do use Goldfloss on most of my masters. Okay, and I just want to give another example. I want to give an example of a kick drum on an instrument. I want to give an example of an EQ on an instrument. So let's talk about kick. A lot of times your kick drums or kick samples actually sound really good because somebody spent time EQing it, compressing it, making it sound good. So saturating it, all this my masters. My masters. I want to give an example of an EQ on an instrument. So let's talk about kick. A lot of times your kick drums or kick samples actually sound really good because somebody spent time EQing it, compressing it, making it sound good. So saturating it, all because somebody spent time. Because somebody spent time EQing it, compressing it, making it sound good. So saturating it, all saturating it, all but in this case, oh, this is not separate. I need to go to back. Time. I put in. In this case, I want to EQ the snare because it's sounding a little harsh and weird to me. All right, let's get the Kirchhoff. I just want to show you what this looks like in another EQ inside of the Kirchhoff. Weird to me. All right, let's get the Kirchhoff. I just want to show you what this looks like in another EQ inside of the Kirchhoff EQ, which comes with the plugin lines. I don't know why. I just want to show you what this looks like in another EQ inside of the Kirchhoff EQ, which comes with the plugin lines. I don't know why I'm shilling for them, but this is the snare traffic. You can see like the weird resonance here. I think that's what's bothering me so much. I don't necessarily want to take it all out because that's some of the character of it, but it's just like a little bit. And so when it goes over this range, here's the range. This is the amount of reduction it can do. This is the threshold. Here's the range. This is the amount of reduction it can do. This is the threshold for how loud it before it activates. You can do a lot because you're actually blending this EQ move with the original signal. So I feel like overall, like the entire high end is too much. You can add a shelf and do that, adjust that dynamically as well. Just take the edge off. Takes the edge off the snare, and this sounds dynamically as well. Just take the edge off. Takes the edge off the snare, and that sounds way better. This is after, and this is before. Oh, I just realized that the volume of this mix is really loud. Hopefully it's not clipping or anything. All right, I'm going to have to just make this video again, stop recording.
Okay, so I didn't quite finish, but hopefully get the gist. No, actually, let's just stop here, and then I'll record some more of this tutorial, and maybe a even more concise video for YouTube tomorrow, and then also make sure you watch another video on the channel. And thanks for watching the live stream. Thanks for subscribing. I know there's like new subscribers. They're probably like, what are you doing? Live streaming, making a course. This is really weird. But it's not usually like this. But I just like every day I want to go live. And so sometimes I'm just doing work. And this is that work. And like maybe tomorrow I'll finish this up. And then the next day we'll do TikToks again. And, you know, so it's just random stuff that has to do with songwriting or music production. So if you do want to get a copy of this course as soon as it comes out for free, just sign up for the wait list, and yeah, we'll